Does how you speak to yourself or even your thoughts affect your manifesting abilities? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about today on Mindful Manifesting. So glad you're here. You're listening to Ariana Rollins. But before we jump into that, I've got a lovely little guide and meditation. If you would like to get it, it's completely free. You go to mindfulachiever.com and it's Kickstart Your Manifesting Journey. All right, got a lot to cover in this episode and I'm excited about it because I've been just seeing things on socials, and there seems to be a growing consciousness around this subject, which is so cool because I know how important it is to manifesting. And we're going to be talking about your words are your wand. Your words are your wand. And if you have my book, Mindful Achiever, you will know that this is chapter 9. And it's one of my favorite chapters because once somebody gets this and they start to apply it, things shift pretty quickly. Their emotional state, their positivity, their sense of doubt that it's not going to happen starts to soften. I'm not saying it's an instant fix. If you've been listening to my podcast, you know I'm not a proponent on that because personal development takes time, takes energy. It's commitment, it's discipline, which in the last episode, I think it was 37 on health freedom, I spoke about the importance of discipline. We all know it. It's not easy, which is why I think there's so much out there on fast, quick fixes because we want to get out of discomfort. We want what we want. I'm like it. I'm the same way. I'm like that. I mean, I get sucked in too. But once we recognize that if we make meaningful changes, if we learn something that deepens our understanding of how things work and the way things work, and we start to apply what I like to call natural law, not man-made law, natural law, then we start to automate manifesting. We automate our successes and we have greater enjoyment in life. And it's like we become less adversarial to life. Yeah, that's a good term, actually. Adversarial to life. Life's not giving us what we want. You know, our partner's not giving us what we want. Our dog's not doing what we want, right? And we become adversarial. It's a great little story, and I promise I will dive into your words or your wand, but it's a great little story. It came from a book when I started my spiritual studies back in my 20s, and it was called Gemrod. And there's a story, a young woman had just gone through another difficult breakup. She got into this relationship hoping for companionship, growth, and what she got was a lot of trauma, which, oh my gosh, I'm not just saying females get trauma, but men get trauma. I work with a lot of men who've had trauma in relationships. And so she went out into the woods, she built herself a little fire, and she was warming herself, and all of a sudden this man comes, and they start talking. Well, he turns out to be someone who was much further on the path that she, where she wanted to go. He was really personally developed and spiritually grown and evolved. So she asked him, would you show me? Would you teach me? So this is obviously a metaphorical story. And he said, yeah. So they walked and they walked and they walked all over. And there was this one particular story that I remember stood out to me so significantly. They were on the edge of a desert, and they didn't have any of the known things you would bring if you were going across a desert, like a lot of food reserves, water, things like that. And she looked at him, and he looked at her and said, the desert will sense your fear and you will be attacked. So that's what I'm talking about, becoming adversarial to life. Now, what do I mean by attack? Well, that's a whole other episode on psychic interference. That's not even just an episode. That's probably a 6-month-long course. And she said, but we don't have any water. We don't have any food. And there's nothing there. You've told me this. The desert, nothing grows. And how far is it? How long do we have to walk? How many days is it going to take? And he could hear and sense her panic. And that's when he reiterated, if you are in fear, the desert will see you as alien. The desert will see you as alien. So life will see you as adversarial. We don't want that, do we? I mean, I don't know if you've ever had the experience, but when something doesn't go your way and then you're in an emotional fit or state, and then another thing doesn't go your way, another thing doesn't go your way, and it's like, what? This too? That's a phrase that I actually started to say to myself because I know my words are my wand. It's my manifesting power, authority to speak into life that which I want, to create that which is important. So I started to say, oh, this too. And I started to make it playful because I would get angry. Like, I cannot believe this is also happening to me right now. What? What's going on, universe? So I started playfully saying, I shared it with a client last week and she loved it because she was under a bit of pressure. Daughter got sick, and then there were all sorts of other little things that just seemed to pile on. And I said, wow, well, you know what I do is say, oh, this too, playfully, like I can handle it. Do you feel a difference? So it's a perfect segue into your words or your wand. So this is coming directly out of the book, and it's chapter 9, Your Words or Your Wand, page 119. Let's talk about the gap. Life gives us feedback. That's good to know if you aren't experiencing the fulfillment and joy you desire. It says there's room for improvement. A part of living is to have a wide range of experiences to determine what we like. And as a result, we learn, grow, and evolve ourselves and our desires. In this guide, you've been learning how to uncover the most meaningful changes and how to get them into motion. When you realize the gap between where you are and where you want to be, it elevates your motivation to change what isn't working. I think that's super important. A little pause, editorial comment. When we are satisfied with our life, there's no inspiration, there's no motivation or desire to change anything. But when we experience difficulties, our motivation goes up, doesn't it? Our desire to make changes goes up. Okay, back to the book. Hope infused with this motivation can help you be more receptive to intuitive guidance from your unconscious. When you listen to intuitive guidance and follow through on it, it builds trust between your conscious mind and your unconscious. Here's like a little bold statement here, little header. Your unconscious mind interprets everything you say and think as a command to action. Your unconscious mind interprets everything you think and say as a command to action. That's seriously important to know, isn't it? Especially if life isn't going the way you want. As far as your unconscious mind considers, your words are like a magical wand. They are perpetually creating. Your words and thoughts are a command to action. Well, this is me, editorial comment. What do you think this does? Conscious complaining and criticizing ourselves or others creates confusion. It produces anxious thoughts, and there is no way for your unconscious mind to help you. You haven't given your unconscious a direct request for what you want. There's no goal. There's no intention. Frustration. And that's why more gets more, right? While we need to tell the truth about our current life situation, it is essential to maintain a firm belief and positive focus on our future. In this chapter, you'll learn how to balance between life stressors and your current life situation while maintaining a high-level belief for hoped-for outcomes. Can be tricky, right? Think about it like this. 1 foot in your current life situation and 1 foot is in the, quote, heaven of your manifested wish. Living in these two worlds simultaneously becomes easier when you see evidence your intention is unfolding. Editorial comment. Of course, right? We see our actions are producing results. Like if you're an entrepreneur and you've got your Facebook business page set up and your Instagram business page set up and you get likes when you post, or better yet, people are purchasing your offers, right? We love feedback, positive feedback. So experiencing your intended success is the feedback of effective alignment between your conscious and unconscious minds. You getting that? Alignment's everything. Editorial comment. The importance of this harmony is paramount. You'll significantly speed up your manifesting abilities when you effectively manage this cooperative effort between your conscious and unconscious mind. That's what the whole editorial comment, that's what the whole book's about, is managing this, creating harmony, alignment. So what you think, you bring into reality. What you say you want, you are really clear that's what you want. I joined in on a live training, a live class, exercise class, and the instructor just this morning, she said, my back is killing me. And I could feel like, oh, those are terrible words, but I'm not her teacher. I'm not going to say a word. I think that's what inspired this episode, because do you think she's going to get some relief and relaxation in her back with those words? Obviously not. But we say things, we blurt things out without intentionality. We do it all the time. So this headache is killing me. My bed is so old, it's killing my back. All these things. So those words are your wand. Those words your unconscious mind is taking to a command. Okay, more of that, please. And that's not what we want, obviously, right? But what happens is we get into an emotional state. I have a few phrases that I say when I'm frustrated, and they're playful phrases. I don't know if they are really silly phrases, so I probably will not share them here. But what it does is it lightens the load. So instead of swearing or cursing, I say these playful phrases, and usually it's something to, it's a little nickname I have for the dog, and the dog will come, trying to help. He doesn't, obviously can't help, but it shifts my state. And so I'll call him a little nickname. Okay, so effective alignment between your conscious and unconscious minds. The importance of this harmony is paramount, because you'll significantly speed up your manifesting abilities when you manage this cooperative effort. I repeated that because, for emphasis, when you bring attention to the positive things happening in your life by providing some worksheet or feedback of good job to your unconscious mind, it helps you fast track your abilities to manifest even more. Think about it. Now this is me, editorial comment, most people, especially children, think about your unconscious mind, your body as a child, it thrives with encouragement and recoils under criticism. Your unconscious mind is no different. So giving constructive feedback to your unconscious mind, there's a way to do it. I'm going to give you a quick tip, and then we'll wrap up the episode. So when something good happens in your life and you want more successes like that, imagine you can surround it with a ball of white light, place it into your heart. Thank you for this success. I'd like to experience more successes like this in the future. Please make it happen and unfold in ways that are for the highest good of me and of all involved. That's the full command, okay? Yes, I use the word command. It is. You are commanding your body, my friends. That's what all of this work is about. Commanding your body from your conscious mind so that you get the results you want. You could even just say, thank you for the success. More like this, please. That's fast, right? But pausing enough to give feedback to the doer part of you, your body, really can help a lot. It really does. So, wow, guess what, friends? I read 2 pages, not even 2 pages of the book. It's that editorial comment, isn't it? Well, maybe if you were enjoying this episode, let me know, and I'll do more sections from the book. So, as we start to wrap up, your words are your wand. Become conscious. I invite you today, if it's aligned for you, to notice what you say to yourself repetitively. One of the things I had was this dog is reactive. This dog is sensitive, that you're just too reactive. Things like that. I mean, I would get harsh. And now what I'm noticing I'm shifting is you're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. And just that language, if you have a dog, just the tone of my voice. He wiggles his little butt. He's an Australian Shepherd, so he doesn't have a tail. Well, that's a whole other thing. They chop the tails off. It's puppies. Yes, it's sad. But what I heard from the breeder, which I adopted an ex-breeding dog many years ago, and she told me they put a rubber band on the tail and it loses blood flow and it falls off. I don't know if that's true. Anyway, how I went down that rabbit hole. So he wiggles his whole butt, which is why they call Aussies wiggle butts. And I was walking with a neighbor the other day, and he was performing something that I had wanted him to do. When we were greeting one of his best friend doggies, he gets so excited he lunges. But what I've done is I bring him to my side, have him sit, and I give him a few treats. And now, when he sees the doggie, his best friend doggie, he scoots right to that position. Now, I had taken for granted. I was not aware because, hey, I'm doing the training. I wasn't paying attention. That was a huge success. And 2 of my neighbor friends said to me, wow, Ariana, there's been a big shift. Look at what he's doing. I'm like, oh, I didn't even notice. So did I anchor the success like I suggested to you? Yes, more like that, please. So if you have a dog, pay attention to how you use your tone. If you have a spouse or a partner, pay attention to your tone. Because that energy, that emotional charge goes a long way to uplift, inspire, encourage, and bring love versus, why are you doing that again? I've told you so many times don't do that. Don't pull, don't pull. What's that going to do to the dog? The dog's going to get more anxious. And we're not going to get what we want. Your body is the same way. You get on the scale. What are you doing? I've been eating salads every day this week, and I'm not eating sugar. And look, my weight's gone up 2 pounds. Terrible body, terrible body. Are you starting to get the power of your words or your wand? How about, thank you, body, for the comfort I have, that I can walk around, I can see, I can hear. Thank you, body, for such a good night's sleep. Thank you, body, that I can hug my loved one. Thank you, body, that I can enjoy life. Right? I'm in a body and I'm still alive. Very different. All right. Okay, we'll wrap up. And if you'd like to kickstart your manifesting journey, you can get a free workbook and meditation at mindfulachiever.com. And if you'd like to get the book, Mindful Achiever, you can get it in Kindle or print. Audible maybe is soon to come, but not right now. All right. So much love. Thank you for listening. Make it a fantastic week because you know you are the creator and you're in charge of how your week goes. Final thing as we wrap up, as you chart your own path to success, as you confirm yourself, you chart your own path to success. Ariana, that's the way to say it. See, I was hard on myself. Did you guys catch that? Good job, Ariana. So much love to you guys.